Hey guys, so I'm gonna show you how I got this beautiful frontal install with 2 bundles of hair, and I'm gonna just show you everything you need to know from beginning to end. So yeah, let's get into it. So I went to the beauty supply store and I purchased this bleach, and I also purchased some 20 developer. All right, so I got these ingredients and then I used a plastic knife, and I'm gonna mix everything in until it gets like a really thick, almost like the I don't know, maybe it's like a yogurt consistency. Now it's thicker than yogurt. I don't know. Well, you guys are gonna see what I end up with in the end, and I'm just gonna keep mixing until I get there, and then I'm gonna put it on the lace, and I'm not gonna press down as I'm spreading the mixture together. I'm gonna just gently just spread it across like peanut butter, you feel me? And that's just what we're doing, just to get those knots not black, maybe like a brownish color, brownish to blonde, anything in between. I don't want that orange color. It needs to be brown or blonde, like that or the other. So yeah, as you guys see, I'm just spreading it all across the frontal, not worried so much about the back portion, but I need to get everything, including those baby hairs. I need all of the knots to be brown or either blonde. So I'm just gonna keep placing it there, and then I'm gonna flip it over on top of the aluminum foil to help it process a little quicker. And yeah, so it doesn't seep through any further than it should, even though it shouldn't because it's super thick. I mixed it perfectly. So I'm just gonna do that, and for this I really only use 1 pack of the bleach, and I don't know how much of the 20 developer I used, but I used a good amount out of the bottle. I didn't use half of it, I don't believe. So now this is after a few minutes. I am just showing you guys how it looks. Parting it. When you're doing this, I'm a newbie, so I checked multiple times. I was basically watching it, I was sitting super close to it, babysitting it the entire time. So I just kept checking to see if the knots were dark enough for me, and they got perfect. This is brown, it's a little blondish too, but it's the perfect lightness. Apparently, since I'm dark skinned, I do not need the knots to be blonde because it's just unnecessary. My skin is dark, so there's no point in doing that. So yeah, I'm just trying to show you guys the best I can how the knots look, and they are definitely ready to be washed out. So I washed them with shampoo. I was gonna use the purple shampoo, but it didn't come in the mail fast enough so that I could tone it. Instead, I ended up having to buy a toner because you see how orange it is. You don't want your lace to be orange. You want it to be not orange. It's either it's supposed to be the color that it came, it's like a brownish color, or it's supposed to be, I don't know, it's just not supposed to be that. Just not orange, never orange. So yeah, I'm gonna use the toner, and I'm gonna just get back to you guys once I start doing that. Okay, so I have some toner and some 20 developer in this bowl, and I'm mixing it. I don't know, I didn't think I was gonna have to use the entire bottle of the toner, but I ended up having to use it. I used the T14 Color Charm toner, beauty supply store. Also, I bought everything from the beauty supply store, and yeah, I'm just trying to add a little bit in, not really knowing how much I'm gonna use, but in the end I do use the entire bottle, and you get it to this kind of like jelly. It's supposed to be like a jelly consistency. It looks disgusting, but it does what it's supposed to do. So it worked out perfectly. This toner was perfect for what I was using it for. So yeah, you see I'm just spreading it all across the lace front, trying to get everything, all of the lace needs to be touched basically. And yeah, I just use all of it because I mean, why not? I can't save it. So once you start using it, it changes color, so it gets to this like dark black, almost either like purple or black. It's like somewhere in that range. So I left it on for, I believe, 30 minutes, and I let it do what it does. As you saw back there, for like a quick second it did turn like a black color. And this is the lace front, or the frontal, after I washed it. So I just shampooed it regularly, conditioned it, and then this is what I got. So I did experience a good amount of shedding. I combed it while I was washing it in the sink, and it shedded a little bit, but that's to be expected whenever you bleach a frontal or bleach any hair in general. It's going to shed a little bit. So I mean, I was cool with that because this frontal was super thick, like it was thick. So yeah, I'm just showing you guys what it looked like. The knots look perfect. They're the perfect like darkness or lightness, whatever, that I was going for. Now y'all see how chocolate I am? This is gonna need some toning, all right? Well, tinting, yes, tinting, not toning. We already toned it. So I'm just wetting it to show you guys like what it looks like against my skin. It is not going to blend at all. It's not. It's just not going to do what I need to do. So being that I am a last minute person, I did not have a tinter. I was watching videos of everybody with tints and tinters, whatever, but I never actually got to purchase one. So instead I went in my kitchen and got some tea bags, and I attempted to use tea and tint it, but I used the wrong tea. You're supposed to use black tea if you plan on using this method, and I did not have any black tea, and I was too lazy to go to a store to purchase it. So I just used some chai tea, which had some orange stuff up in it, and it did make my lace turn a little orange, as you will see in a little bit. So yeah, I'm just pointing to show you that this is what I needed to pluck. I did end up plucking some. This is what came out after I plucked it. I plucked it off camera. This video was too long for me. The whole plucking method, I was just like, if people want to see it, I'll show it next time, because I do plan on doing more frontals. But this is it after I did the tea bags and I tinted it. And as you see, it's a little orange, like yuck. Definitely orange-ish, and unfortunately that's what I had to settle for, because I had no time for anything else. So now we get into the install. So I got my mirror, I got my oil, I put oil on my hair. I mean, it's self-explanatory. Why do people put oil in their hair? Because you need to have oil in your hair no matter what you're doing. It's a protective style. You don't want your hair to be dry and crusty under it. Take care of your hair more than you would take care of that hair that you're about to put on it, ladies. All right, the goal is to have beautiful natural hair, not to just have a beautiful wig or a beautiful frontal, blah blah blah. You feel me? So that's what I'm doing now. I'm putting some gel on to pull all my baby hairs out of range. I do not want any glue or anything on my baby hairs, because I'm about to do the cap method. So I'm gonna take rubbing alcohol to clean up my hairline, because I did just put oil on it, and I need the cap to like lay down. I don't want the oils to interfere with how flat it lays or anything. So now I'm just putting the cap on, and then I'm gonna cut where my ears are. I saw this method on multiple people's video. Like, this seems to be the go-to way to get your cap flat and make sure that it doesn't slide or whatever as you're doing everything else. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna grab some got to be glued freeze spray, and then I'm gonna spray around my hairline to, you know, mold my ball cap. So this is what I did, and it worked out pretty well. I did have an issue with one side. You'll see later how I'm kind of struggling to get it together, but eventually I do. Anyways, adding more gel. Baby hair is still trying to be a part of the party, not having it. So I do that, what got to be glued instead. I've been using their gel for a while before I even decided to do this. So, you know, now there's oil all on my cap, so I had to put some alcohol on it and then, yeah, clean it up so that I can use this freeze spray. So I do all that and then I cut, and I'm gonna let you guys watch and I'm gonna stop talking. Yeah, so I'm trying to get it as flat as possible, as close to my hairline as possible, but still I'm maybe like a finger amount space away from my hairline, because I'm still gonna put glue on top of the wig cap, so I'm really just trying to keep glue off of my hair. I don't want it on my hair at all for the most part. The left side, as you see, is like flawless, perfect. This side gave me a problem because I don't know, me with the freeze spray, it was not easy at all for me. So now I'm gonna see how this frontal gonna look. So I'm lining it up, and then once I line it up good, I do pull the frontal back into a little bun so that it stays where I need it to stay. Best idea ever, honestly. I don't know how I would have did it without doing that. So I do intend on cutting the baby hairs because they're like really far from the hairline, and I don't like that, so I'm gonna end up doing my own baby hairs. Risky, I know, but yeah, that line in the front of my head, that will be ridiculous. I will look crazy out here, so I'm gonna cut that. But for right now, I'm just really trying to make sure the ball cap is down perfect. Everything is gonna be perfect because this is my first time and I'm like paranoid. I don't want it to be ugly or look like a hat. Like, I just need to be poppin', cute, whatever. I'm going out of town to see my mans, and I don't want him to be like looking at me like, what the hell is that on your head? So yeah, I had to clean it up a bit. So as I mentioned before, this cap, well, the frontal is a little orange, so I do end up putting some powder on the the cap itself and a little on the frontal too, just to kind of make it blend a little better. I wish I didn't have to do this, but yeah, it helped a little bit. I still feel like I should have tinted it with an actual tinter instead of the tea, but hey, first time for everything. All right, time to glue this baby down. So I use clean glue. It was a rave about bolt hold, all this other stuff. I don't know. I saw people jumping in the pool for a review. I was like, hey, I'm gonna test it out because I just really wanted a water resistant glue. As you see, I didn't go behind my ears, like underneath the ball cap where my ears are, and I should have done that, but I didn't know at the time. In the future, I definitely will do that, but you'll also see me struggle with getting it to lay down later and realizing that I have to glue it, because most of the videos I watched to learn how to do this didn't really show much about where your ears are. They didn't really show how to handle that, so I had to figure it out on my own. So yeah, so I did 4 layers, as you saw me hold up number 4 a little while ago, to show you that I'm gonna put four layers of this glue on until it gets clear, and then I'm gonna lay it down. I did one side at a time. I probably should have just cut lines in the frontal, but nonetheless it did lay down flat, and it didn't have any like bubbling up or anything. I've seen people like putting their frontal on and it be bubbling up in the front because they're like rushing and not laying it down properly, but that did not happen to me, thank goodness. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna put some heat on it after combing it a little bit to kind of get everything in place to make sure the frontal is flat and sticking everywhere. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, use some heat, and then I'm gonna cut the frontal. Baby, cutting these ear portions of this thing was not it. Like, I was stressed. It was hard. I'm right-handed, so the right side of my head went better than my left side because I don't know, it just did. So yeah, wish I would have known how tough that would be. I would have just had someone in my family do it. No, I'm lying, I wouldn't have. But still, it was like my hard to do. I'm really happy that it turned out good because it was a rough ride. So I do cut it in a straight line, which is a mistake that I now know. But I did experience a little lifting once I don't know when I experienced lifting, but it did end up being more of a jagged cut than a straight one. Apparently, when you cut your lace front straight, it makes it look like an obvious, hey, I'm a lace front type thing, and you don't want that to happen. So yeah, for the frontal, I did end up going back and cutting a little different. So yeah, but it was an accident, but I got lucky. What a great accident. So now it is time to sew this frontal down. So I do go under the braid initially, and then I go under it on the other side. So you see how I'm going under to my left, and then I go over to my right, and I go under again. So I go back and then I go under to make it lay flat. I don't really know how to explain it. It's really just whatever works for you, but I did realize that this was the best method, because when I just went across without backtracking and going, like, you see what I did? Under, and then I go back, and then I go under again. Yeah, basically if I didn't do that, there would be like a little bubbling thing going on with the lace, because it wouldn't be laying flat. So essentially I'm making an X where my braid is. So each time I'm sewing, I'm hitting a braid, and I'm going under the braid on to my left, and then I'm going under my braid again from the right side. So yeah, it's an X. Yeah, and then once I get to my ear, I do that side, and I make a knot, and then I'm gonna go back up, and I'm gonna go through the lace in an area that's like not super obvious. So yeah, but right here I'm actually recutting my ear, because I realized that, well, the side of my ear is, because I realized it was too long. But yeah, I'm gonna go back up, and then I'm gonna sew into the frontal so that it's like super secure, no lifting can occur. Well, no lifting from my sewing method. Lifting can still occur from the gluing portion of this. So I mean, at least the back is secure, I guess. Time to do the other side the same exact way. So I'm gonna get that in. If you guys want to see like a slowed down version of this, just let me know. I do have to reinstall my frontal for reasons that are in my following video right behind this one. Yeah, watch it if you want to know what actually went down after this install. It was a successful install, but a few things were a little botched about it. Not on my end. Listen, if you want to know the details, watch the video. But now, if you want to see a slower version of this, just let me know in the comments or whatever, and I can show you exactly how I sewed down my frontal, because when I tell you there was no lifting, no threads were popping, like none of that, it was perfect. It really was. For this to be my first time, I'm extremely proud of myself with that aspect of it. So yeah, let me know. Okay, I know y'all see that it's perfect, flatter than flat, you feel me? So that's amazing, but my frontal still looks like a wiggy to me. Like, I don't know, I call it a wiggy. If it looks like it could be a wig, or it looks like it could be hat-like, I call it wiggy. So I don't want it to look wiggy no more, so I'm gonna pluck it a little bit. I can't tell you how many times I plucked this frontal, man. I cannot tell you. Okay, I was plucking for the longest because my natural hairline is really thin. So I kind of felt like I didn't recognize myself because I'm like, yo, it's a lot of hair. It's a lot of hair. That side I plucked, that I was just showing you. The other side is not plucked, so time to put in work over there. What I sectioned out is going to be potential baby hairs in a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna section it out. It's a little section, and I just do the same thing that I did for the other side. Spray some water and get to plucking, babe. So I did that. And when I was done, I was kind of satisfied, but I knew that I would have to come back and pluck a little more because it still looked wiggy to me. Like, you gotta get away from that wiggy look. You don't want people to know that it's a frontal or make them suspect that it's a wig. None of that. It needs to look like it's yours out of your freaking scalp. So that's what I'm working on, and it's a lot of work. Time for the baby hairs. So, you know, parting and I'm parting, and those are gonna be my baby hairs, and I did not do a great job with my baby hairs. I don't think. I'm very hard on myself, so they probably look fine, but to me I was just like, nah. So yeah, I'm just cutting it, trying to make it short, because if it's long it looks fake. So you want it to be like realistic. You don't want them super, what's that girl name? I don't know her name, but she's like a singer and she does like really long baby hairs and they be like flipping and doing weird stuff. I'm not with all that. I want it to be cute and short, so that's what I'm doing. And I cut them out and then I put some more heat on. I don't know if I was experiencing lifting or what, but yeah, that's what I did. In the future I would probably do the baby hairs very last and stuff. I would probably do all of this last, because I feel like maybe I didn't give the glue a fair chance at I don't know, you know, like just chilling for a bit. I was spraying it a lot. I had to do a lot of plucking. So yeah, I probably would just put the wrap on once I was done with sewing in my actual tracks, and then chill for a bit with it like that, and then come back and do baby hairs. But I think I was fiending and I wanted to make sure that it was right, so that's why I like rushed into all of this, the baby hairs and stuff. So on camera I did not sew in my tracks either. As you see, the back is a little loose. I do go back and reinforce the tracks back there. And yeah, I added a track across the, I didn't sew anything to the frontal because I knew that I may have to reinstall it in about a week or two, like relay it and reglue it and everything, so I didn't do that. But yeah, I did do a track from the back portion of my ear to the other side of my ear. So I did a whole track kind of along the frontal, but I didn't actually sew it onto the frontal. So yeah, and I also did add in a few tracks, like where I was just showing you where that gap was. Added in a track there too, a small one, just in case, you know, you don't want the wind to blow and your hair to be all out there, so, and your braids to be out there. So yeah, yep, I'm gonna do that, and I'm just trying to style it right now. I'm just gonna comb everything out. I'm unsure if I was using mousse because I didn't have, I don't know, I did have mousse, but I don't know what I was doing. So I was just combing it and getting it all to be tamed and stuff because it was a little wild, crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna just let you guys watch. Okay, so there's a little bit of lifting occurring. Yeah, sadly. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue right there just to make sure it's good. And yeah. So once I reinforce that, I still feel like my frontal looks, like I said earlier, wiggy. So during certain stages I can see a little more, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I need more plucking needs to be done. So I'm gonna go in with the tweezers again, and yeah, I'm gonna make it look less wiggy, I guess. I'm trying. I'm also adding more baby hairs because my baby hairs are on some crackhead energy, like super, no, just skimpy, skittish. Nah, I wasn't liking it. So I do go in and I add a little bit more to my baby hairs. In hindsight, I probably would have plucked a little more before cutting the baby hairs because of, like I said earlier, the thickness. And I'm gonna just be honest, I do not like how my hair is blending at all. Like with the frontal, how my like hairline is, it's not the way I want it to be. So also going to be speaking about that in my following video, which is basically gonna be an update of how the glue did, an update of how my frontal held up while I was gone for a week, and basically just giving you guys all the ins and outs of my install and the products I use. So if you want to know about any of that, like I said earlier, watch the other video. If you're being stubborn and you don't want to watch it but you want to know, stop playing. Watch the video after this, all right? Okay, so yeah, that's it. I'm done. I would say that this was pretty good for it to be my very first time doing a frontal. It was very hard. In total, it took me about 4.5 hours from start to finish, from dyeing it to braiding it took a minute. Yeah, I don't know how long it took me to braid. It took me forever, and those braids were looking a little busted and all crooked and whatever, but you know, like it took a while. So I would add like another hour on. Yeah, it took me an hour to do 8 braids, but so like 5.5 hours for my first time. It's not terrible, but it took a lot of dedication. So this is it after I've gone in and plucked a little more off camera. When I was gone, I plucked a little. Recently, like today, I plucked a little. It is lifting a little bit. Also going to be in my following video. Y'all gonna have to watch that video for real. Stop playing. Nah, but yeah, I had to go back in and pluck a little more. Now I do like the state of the frontal. I did over pluck in an area you guys saw before. Yeah, I'm gonna point at it right now. No, not yet. Right now, yes, there we go. That I over plucked right there, but luckily I don't have a part on that side at all. It's rarely even pulled up back like this. So yeah, it's not a big deal, you know, mistakes. But besides that, I'm like in love with the hair. I'm gonna tell you guys about the hair in my following videos too. Like, stay tuned. So yeah, this is just what it looks like after about a week of me wearing it. I tried to do a video like this before, but I had a filter on, so I felt like it wasn't like an honest, like close-up view of it. Like you couldn't really get the vibe of how it turned out. But yeah, this is what it is, and I like it. I love it. The back, as I told you before, I did touch up, so this is a touched up look of it. I sewed it down a little better, so it's a little more secure. And yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys some more videos, some more looks at it, and I just thank you guys so much for watching my videos. Thank you for the support. Please like, comment, subscribe. You already know, like, yeah, and I'll see you in my following videos. Bye.